These birds have got extraordinary vision.
Cambodia's vultures are on the brink of extinction. Siem Pang Wildlife Sanctuary in northeastern Cambodia supports the last breeding population, and efforts are underway to prevent their extinction. For the past decade, Rising Phoenix has focused on the monitoring and protection of Cambodia's endangered bird populations, and in particular survival of 3 critically endangered bird species, the white-rumped, slender-billed and red-headed vultures. Leading the vulture conservation effort is Rising Phoenix's CEO, Jonathan Eames OBE. He's recognized around the world for his ambitious fight to save some of Asia's most at-risk bird species from extinction.
Siem Pang Wildlife Sanctuary is the last best hope for vultures in Cambodia now, because vultures have disappeared from 95% of the Cambodian landscape, and this decline has accelerated in the last 20 years. Even only 10 years ago, there were vultures in Mondulkiri, Ratanakiri, Krache provinces, but now the whole range of vultures in Cambodia has collapsed down now onto Siem Pang district. So it's a big responsibility. If we can't conserve the vultures here in Siem Pang Wildlife Sanctuary, we can't conserve them anywhere.
Siem Pang Wildlife Sanctuary hosts the largest remaining vulture population in Cambodia, but vultures face existential threats to their continued survival.
Vultures are mainly threatened by poisoning. Specifically, people poison water holes for wildlife. When a vulture feeds on the poison carcass, it then kills the vulture. For example, people poison dogs. When the dog dies somewhere in forest or at water hole, the vultures come to feed, causing the vulture's death.
In Siem Pang's Wildlife Sanctuary, the main problem for vultures is to find enough food to breed, to reproduce, and to fledge young. So for that, the vulture restaurant that we provide every week allowed us to stabilize the population of vulture in Siem Pang Wildlife Sanctuary.
Vulture conservation efforts include the erecting of artificial nests to attract vultures to remain nearer to safe feeding sites, and a comprehensive monitoring, tagging, and tracking program. Through careful monitoring, in 2022, a total of 15 nests were found and 13 young successfully fledged. But until recently, just how great was the vulture's range had remained a mystery. In March 2020, 2 white-rumped vultures were fitted with GSM transmitters, and within hours the signals received revealed that they were returning to a colony in Laos. Ground truthing in 2023 revealed 12 nests with 9 chicks. Catching, tagging, and fitting trackers, in this case to a vagrant cinereous vulture, poses some unique challenges, as vulture expert Andre Botha from the Endangered Wildlife Trust explains.
Well, there's a number of challenges. If you think about the climate here, it's very hot. The birds do tend to stress. So this bird's been in captivity for about a month now, and it's in a confined area. So, with us being here already, it's going to be stressed, and the idea would be is to process it as fast as we can. We'll do the ring, we'll do the tracking unit, and we'll also just collect some basic biometric data. I've not worked with the species before, so for me it's a good opportunity to sort of familiarize myself with the species. And then tomorrow morning, hopefully, we'll let it go, and maybe it will go back to its range in Mongolia. And the unit will tell us how it does, and if it does well enough, there's a good chance that we'll get some interesting information.
So this morning what we did is we said we tagged a vulture. That means that we put kind of a GPS on his back, like a backpack. The GPS will work with solar panels, and it will record the position of every 10 minutes at the beginning of the experiment, and then every hour. And then it will try to transmit the data via GSM coverage every few hours. So once or twice per day, we've got an update of the position of the bird directly on the computer. And then we can follow the movements he had after the release. And the plan now is, if everything goes according to the plan, to be able to track him from Cambodia up to where he's going, so probably up to Mongolia or northern China.
For the ranger teams at the sanctuary, working with Andre and absorbing his experience and intimate knowledge of vultures has enhanced their ability to better protect the vulture population and help ensure their long-term conservation.
So we've brought Andre to work with us. This is the second time he's worked with us here at Siem Pang. He's the most experienced technician in the world in handling vultures and in putting satellite trackers on them. Now, this is a skill that Andre is transferring to our staff here, but like anything, it has to be learnt, and it has to be learnt properly.
Because of that massive decline of vultures in South Asia from 1990 until the early 2000s, the population of birds here is even more important for the survival of the species. We really are talking about a small number of birds, of breeding pairs, but the encouraging thing is when you drive out into this landscape, there are active nests, there are pairs breeding, they are raising chicks. When you see adult birds, you see young birds that have just left the nest. And that always fills your heart with hope that there's a future for the birds here. And it also makes Cambodia very important for vulture conservation in Southeast Asia, in Asia, and in fact for the entire range. And it's important that people continue the valuable work that is being done already, and that is done into perpetuity. And that's where the training and the capacity development of the staff here is all about, to enable them to do the work, but to do so into the future.
Siem Pang Wildlife Sanctuary have a very incredible team that can work together to conserve not only the vulture species but also the other threatened species in Siem Pang Wildlife Sanctuary. We have a lot of experience working and protecting this bird. We have good experience in nest searching and monitoring. The team also have provide safety food for the vultures, and also the other team can do the patrol and can do the snaring removal. I can say the vulture program in Wildlife Sanctuary is the big success. The population here is stable, and breeding success is increasing from years to years.
Conservation never ceases, but at Siem Pang Wildlife Sanctuary, a dedicated group of conservationists are working to save Cambodia's last remaining vultures so they can continue to be masters of the sky.